Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal, and this is the latest transfer news. Obviously, we have a big game tonight against Newcastle, but first let's talk about the latest news in terms of the transfers. We know how much we need big players in this transfer window, mostly forward players. It's very urgent, like against Brighton the other day, let's be honest. Martinelli probably doesn't come on the right side of Nwaneri's injury if you have other players on the bench. And, maybe that allows Martinelli to come on for Trossard on the left side, because also, let's be honest, Trossard didn't deserve to play 90 minutes in that game. But he had to, because we literally did not have anyone on the bench apart from defenders and a goalkeeper. So that is a major problem. We definitely need forward players. But which forward players are we going to get now? Nico Williams is back in the news today. David Austin has had something to say about Nico Williams. We've also been linked to a player from PSG, and also the latest on Isak and Kieran Tierney. So let's get to it. This is the latest on from David Austin on Nico Williams. Mikel Arteta would like to sign Nico Williams in this window, but finances involved make it highly unlikely. His release clause stands at 58 million euros, and when the size of his salary is factored in, it becomes even more difficult. A summer transfer is more plausible. So, according to reports from David Austin and also other outlets, Arsenal do have the money to sign Nico Williams, activate the release clause 58 million euros. Apparently, we've been told since last year that we're in a good position in terms of finances and in terms of PSR. We are not in any danger of getting banned or getting fined or getting docked points or anything like that. We're in a good position despite spending a lot of money 1.5 years ago, buying Havertz, buying Rice, buying Timber used a lot of money, and also recently buying Calafiori used a lot of money. So it's great to hear that you're not in a bad position, because we've never really sold a lot of players for a lot of money. So that's a good thing. So that is why I usually praise that Tierney do, because you're in a very good position financially without even having to sell too many players for 40, 50 million, 60 million, and we're still in a good position. So that is not a problem. Getting players is not a problem at all in terms of signing Nico Williams. Now, the issue that they have is in terms of the wages. Now, last season when you're linked to Nico Williams, they were talking about Nico Williams asking for 250,000, 300,000, like almost the same salary as Bukayo Saka. Now, those reports that would probably bring problems to the team. Like, okay, if you bring Nico Williams and give him 300,000, would Saliba also ask for 300,000? Would Odegaard also ask for 300,000? Would Gabriel also ask for 300,000? That is usually a possibility. You can tarnish the what's the word? There's a word I'm looking for. The harmony, is it the harmony? I don't know. The word I'm looking for in the team, like the culture in the team, like everyone will start asking for more money. Like, you'd hope not, but that could be the truth. Now, let me argue for both sides. Now, there's a side that I usually don't agree with from the fans, where the fans say, why you write too much? It's not your money. No, if Arsenal go down, we all suffer. If Arsenal go into debt, we all suffer. You're going to all feel the pain. Like when Chelsea are banned from not signing players, even the fans suffer. So it is not my money, it is not your money. But yes, if Arsenal spend money badly and we get docked 20 points from the Premier League table, we all suffer from that. So you have to be careful how you're buying players and how you're going to give them the wages. So it's not my money, but it's still the club that we support. So we want everything to be going well on the pitch and off the pitch. But to argue for the other side as well, we've never really spent enough money for forward players. Signing Declan Rice for that season, absolutely fantastic signing. Has been incredible for us, especially that first season. Oh my goodness, we were asking for a midfielder like that for years and years and years, and he hit the ground running, and he was worth every single penny of that 100 million. And the wages that we gave him, absolutely worth it. And that's the midfielder we needed. At the back, if Saliba asked for 20,000 right now, he's only 23 right now. Is he 23, right? He's very young. I think he's 23. He's a generational defender, William Saliba. Like he can be here. If we give him a new contract to start winning trophies and he's happy to stay at Arsenal, he can literally be there with Gabriel for another 10 years. Hopefully that would be the dream scenario. You don't have to buy any defenders. Let's have like a Tony Adams and a Steve Ball, the Tony Adams and a Martin Kieran, a defensive partnership for years that is going to last for years. That would be great. Spending money on a defender like Saliba or Gabriel, absolutely fine. But we've never really spent that kind of money on a forward player. Martinelli was a very cheap signing. Trossard, January signing, only 20 million. Saka came from the academy. Sterling, we have him on loan right now. You're not even really paying his wages. So we've never really spent that amount of money on forward players. Gabriel Jesus, you can argue, but I don't think he was even that high in terms of wages. As you know, if you want to play like Isak or Gyökeres right now, you'd have to pay 300,000 per week or something, and we've never really spent that kind of money. I don't have a problem with that spending on one or two players like that because we really need it. Like literally 80% of our squad is great. Defensively, we're still the best defense in the league. Midfield-wise right now, yes, Partey and Jorginho are approaching the end, but Rice signing for 100 million, he can still be here for 5 years. Odegaard is still fantastic. Partey's still here. Jorginho is still here for the rest of the season. Marina's just been signed. In midfield-wise, I think we're still in a better position than we are for sure 2 years ago. 3 years ago, when you had Guendouzi and those players, El Neni, you cannot compare it right now. Up front, we don't have players like that, and I think it's definitely worth it. If you got a wing and a forward player and gave them those wages, I think it will definitely be worth it, because that is literally the only piece that you're missing to start winning trophies. Literally the only piece that you're missing in the puzzle. So Nico Williams, last season I didn't think he was going to come to England anyway. I thought he was definitely going to go to Barcelona, but the Barcelona having issues with finances and signing players and registering players, maybe how long could he wait? Maybe he could be like, okay, listen, I'm just going to go to England. Last time Arsenal and Liverpool wanted him, but now with Liverpool, the likes of Salah potentially staying, like the better team for him to go, he's definitely going to play, probably will be Arsenal. So that would be an absolutely fantastic signing if you actually got him through the door. Now, we talked about him last season as well a lot, and we say that in terms of the season in La Liga, he had five assists and 5 goals and 11 assists in 31 appearances, which was great. But this season so far in 17 games, he's only scored 1 goal and 3 assists. Now, I said he's not the finished product yet. He was very, very good at the Euros. He was very good last season for Bilbao. I think it was almost 20 assists in all competitions. He's very, very good. He hasn't scored goals this one. He hasn't gotten assists, but I think he definitely improves our team. And he's very young. There's still room for improvement there. And he just improves our team in terms of quality, in terms of quantity. If you have Nico Williams starting and then you look at the bench, you have Martinelli and Trossard to come on, that feels a little bit better, than what we have right now. Even if Trossard is starting and then he doesn't play well for 50 minutes and then you look at the bench, you have Nico Williams to come on, that definitely feels better than what we have right now. So even if he was not a good player, in terms of quantity, definitely helps us, but he's a very, very good player. And I think in terms of quality and quantity, is a good addition to the team. So Nico Williams, for sure, I'll take him. And yeah, for that kind of signing, I would get it, because we're in a very good place financially. Why not? You've never really spent that kind of money on forward players. Graham Bailey also said TBR Football has been told Nico Williams is now considering a move to England. Mikel Arteta is understood to be obsessed with Williams, while sources added that Arsenal do have money to spend this month, with the message being one of quality over quantity. Now, that is true. For me, I think both of them are very important anyway. Yes, you can sign an Isak right now for 200 million, but I still don't think that is enough in terms of quantity. If Trossard or Martinelli gets injured, we are back in the same place. We don't have enough players to come on in the winger position. So I think it's very important to look at quality and quantity right now. I think we need 2 forward players right now. Nico Williams would be absolutely perfect, and another player. That would be perfect for me. We do need 2 forward players, because my worry is if Martinelli or Trossard right now gets injured for 2-3 months, it's over. One of those players will have to play every single game, and they're already not playing that well. And Havertz has been sick, and Odegaard has been sick, and Saka and Sterling are missing. Neuer is now missing. Jesus, about his injury record, like it's not a safe place to be at. Like you have to have options in the forward areas. As we said the other day, Liverpool, they have Jota, they have Nunes, they have Diaz, they have Gakpo, they have Salah, they have Elliott, they have several players who can play those forward positions, and they're all fit and firing. Salah never gets injured, Diaz rarely gets injured, Gakpo is always there, so they have options. Even if Jota is out injured numerous times, they still have options up front. So hopefully we do get a big signing in January. That would even motivate the fans more. For me, personally, I still feel we are competing for the league. I want us to win that Carabao Cup. I predicted us to win it. And I want us to do well in the Champions League and in the FA Cup as well. We're still in all 4 competitions, so I can't just throw the league away and fans give up already, and then we just say, okay, we're not going to sign players until the summer. We cannot do that. So yeah, so that is the latest on Nico Williams. Next up, let's talk about Isak. So according to Football Insider, Chelsea and Arsenal are the only 2 clubs who could afford to sign Alexander Isak, who is valued at 150 million by Newcastle. We're obviously playing him tonight. By the time you watch this video, it could be before we play them or after. I don't know if he's going to play. Probably he's going to play for sure. If they score, it probably will be him scoring. He's a very good. Obviously, he has a bad game. Obviously, I mean, obviously, he's a very, very good player. And it's actually good to hear that we are one of two teams that could actually afford to buy him. And Chelsea do have a limit in terms of wages. They don't usually want to pay more than 200, I think more than 150,000 per week. So that would be a benefit. It's up if it's us between us and Chelsea. I think it probably choose us because Chelsea already have players like Jackson who they've signed recently. They still have Nkunku, Felix. So we just tell him, listen, we are going to create more chances for you. Come and join us. With the ones who need a striker. With the ones who are fighting for the title. Come and join us. So it will still be up to him to make the decision. But listen, 150,000 is a lot of money. But again, as I said, sometimes if you're missing one single piece, you have to break the bank. 5-6 years ago, Liverpool needed a defender and a goalkeeper to win the Champions League. They went and bought Alisson. They went and bought Van Dijk, splashed the money for them. This is 5-6 years later. The market is even more expensive, so it's going to cost you even more to basically fill up the puzzle for your team. So Alexander Isak would be absolutely perfect for that. Next up, let's talk about Lee Kang-In from PSG. Although Arsenal have used their Premier League quarter of 2 loans, they are still able to loan players from abroad. I commented that to someone a few days ago, said, Glenn, we can't get any more loan players. We already have Sterling and Neto. That is just the Premier League players. We can get, I think, up to 4 players from other leagues. With a player considering is, I think, a total of 4 loans. I think you can get a total of 4 loans if it's different leagues. With the player considering his options, PSG are not actively looking to sell, and they value, and they value and rate Lee highly both and on and off the pitch, while any deal would need to be at least double the 22 million euro they paid to sign him in 2023. Lee is known to Arsenal, but the current price tag is off-putting. If, however, PSG are prepared to consider loan with an option to buy, then Arsenal could be prepared to come to the table. This is according to Ghana Bloglao. Again, if you're saying Nico Williams and a backup for Saka like a Kubo on loan or Lee on loan, I'd be okay. It would be better than nothing, but I still want us to get an out-and-out striker. That is seriously something that we 100% need, because as we've said, you sign Nico Williams, absolutely amazing signing, but he also doesn't get goals. So we are still potentially going to still have the same problem. Nico Williams will be creating chances, and then, who will be scoring them? You still end up finding yourself in the same situation where you don't have a goal scorer, finisher, and you're having to depend once again only on Havertz, only on Jesus, which we need more options in those positions. So Lee Kang-In is a player we've been looking at. So let's see how that one goes. I've not actually looked at his stats and all that so far, but if any more news on him pops up, we'll do more research on him. I watched him a couple of times for PSG coming off the bench, but I don't even think I've watched him for a 90-minute game. So that is Lee Kang-In. Arsenal have not been approached about a January departure for Kieran Tierney. However, Celtic have opened negotiations with the player about a free transfer in the summer. This is according to David Ornstein. I think if we let him go right now on loan, we're going to get a little bit of money for him. And then on like a loan fee, like maybe a 2 million or 3 million, then he'll go on in the summer for free. Kieran Tierney will not be here next season. Like for me, I'd already made peace with Tierney not being here 2 years ago. Like I was so surprised seeing him play for Arsenal again. Very, very surprised. But he played well in that game. We have too many options in those positions, Tierney is potentially like the 5th or 6th option. Right now, you can play Calafiori there. I think Arteta would prefer playing Timber there. Lewis Kelly there. I think he'd even prefer playing Kivio there. So many players in that. Zinchenko is still there. So Tierney could even be the 6th option in that position. So I think it would be better for him to move on. And also the injury record is not great. And, same applies to players like Tomiyasu. At the end of the season, he'll have to consider options because those injuries are too many. So that's the latest on Kieran Tierney. Lastly, Ghana blog says Celtic have opened negotiations with Kieran Tierney about a free transfer in the summer. Let's put it on this. After Arsenal declined to take up the additional year on his contract, Arsenal have not been approached about a January departure for the player. So it looks like it's going to be a summer one. But yeah, he's definitely going to leave. I don't think we can afford to let anyone else go in this transfer window. We don't have enough players. I don't think we're in a position to let anyone go. Not a goalkeeper, not a forward player. I saw someone yesterday saying sell Martinelli. You're crazy. We don't have enough players. Even if Martinelli had scored 0 goals in the last 3 years, you can't sell him. we don't have enough players in those positions. We need players to play, and we have so many competitions coming up. You're not in a position to sell players right now at the end of the season. Yes, right now, absolutely not. So thank you for watching, and let me know what you make about all that news. Nico Williams, how much would you give him per week? Could you give him similar to Saka? Do you think is that good? Let me know. Are you worried about the 1 goal and 3 assists he has this season? But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.